next for the Avengers? Now that we've seen Endgame, I suppose that this is a question that's being asked in board meetings somewhere. What are we going to do next? If I was in that meeting, this would be something along the lines, I guess, of what I would say. Look, we've just made more than $21 billion telling stories about these superheroes. Let's do it again. Let's do more. There's more to do with the Avengers, and here's my thought. Reboot all of these superhero storylines. Start them over. Listen, if you get some of the actors, all the actors that you I thought did a great job portraying these characters. If you get buy-in from them, great. If you need to recast, that's understood. Maybe use those casting directors that you did for the previous, because your casting directors did an amazing job in their selection process. But reboot the storyline, some of the storylines of some of these characters that we know and we love, and then bring them together into a storyline based on a comic series that I remember enjoying called Secret Wars. Now, this storyline goes back several decades, back when I was still buying and reading comic books, and basically the idea of the storyline here is that this powerful being called the Beyonder wants to learn more about human nature and about good and evil, and so he cobbles together this planet, and he assembles the world's mightiest heroes and villains, puts them on this planet, and has them hash it out as a sort of experiment so he can learn more about the underlying principles of good and evil and what they mean. It was a great storyline. You get all these great characters thrown together in it. I would love to see that play out in a series of films by Marvel Studios. I want to throw this in here for your consideration as well. More than $21 billion have been made because of a lot of hard work, but because people still love here. We're still in 2019 talking about superheroes that were created. Captain America in 1941, many of the other Avengers in the early 1960s. In 2019, these characters, now decades and decades, created decades ago, are still tremendously popular, maybe even more so today than they were when they first appeared. They've become a part of American culture, a part of American storytelling. They are iconic, and my suggestion is not to just sweep them away and, like some franchises are doing, well, let's just burn down the past and get rid of everybody and just throw a bunch of new blood into the mix. Look, these characters remain popular for a reason. Don't throw them away. Find new stories to tell and bring them back, because I'm telling you, families want more of these characters. And as a dad, can I just put my little ask in here? If you do decide to reboot these Avengers characters and redo a storyline, would you please just cut back on the language in the films? I love the CGI and the effects and making the heroes look more updated or modern in their appearance, or what they do. Your writing was great, but listen, as a parent, as a dad, my desire is that I be able to share my boyhood love of comic book superheroes with my kids. And in the last iteration, I just didn't feel like that was something that I can do. In fact, right now on television, I can't think of one television show about superheroes that's being produced today that I feel is appropriate for my kids to watch. And listen, because you're a business, that children and families represent the future. If you've made $21 billion and counting on these films, think of how much more you could make and sustain in the long term if you would just consider making the scripts in such a way that parents with young kids could bring and share the excitement and the joy of their superheroes with their little ones. Just a thought for your consideration. Thanks for listening. Hey, listen, maybe you're watching this and you have ideas about other great comic storylines that you would love to see rebooted on the big screen. Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching.